Okay, I have to talk about something because it has been on my mind for the last 24 hours, probably a lot longer than that. So many business owners treat marketing like a faucet. You turn it on, the leads come out, you turn it off, they stop. Simple, right? And if the leads slow down, the answer seems really obvious. You just need a bigger faucet. Or or someone convinces you of the one thing that you are not doing yet and that thing is the thing holding you back. Or money, a new agency, just the one thing that you're not doing. And here's the thing, I get it. You are running a company. You don't have time to sit around and become a marketing expert. Although I have met several business owners who make that their mission. At the end of the day, though, it's because you just want to know what is working so that you can do that and move on with your life, a successful business, keep things moving. But here's the thing that's been on my mind. Marketing is not a faucet. And honestly, most of the advice that companies or owners get about marketing is technically correct. Technically correct. Like the idea is right, but strategically it is wrong. Let me explain to you what I mean, because I think once you see it, it's hard to unsee it. Okay, so there's this mindset that I run into all the time. I like to think of it as kind of like an island mindset, or we'll just call it that, the island mentality. And it sounds a little bit like, well, if I am doing PPC, pay per click, then I really don't also need to be investing in my SEO, vice versa. If my SEO is so good, why would I pay for ads? The concept behind this is that everything is an island. There's one tactic, it's out there by itself, and it's supposed to be or supposedly doing all of the work, right? It's got all the effort. And the whole goal becomes finding that one thing or the right island so that you can stop thinking about all of the rest. I understand the appeal of this mindset. Marketing is very complicated. It's very complex. There's a lot of different things that come into play. We all want the just one thing. This is not just marketing. This is like life in general, right? It would be so nice if there was just one thing to worry about. If you're at home, it would be so nice if you only had to think about the dishes and not also the laundry and the cleaning and all those things, right? But that's not life. That's not how this works. The pieces instead are created to support each other, to support the system as a whole. They're not competing, they're on the same team. And that's why the island mentality is really dangerous. The trouble is, a lot of people tell you, pick this island, this will solve it. But they don't actually understand your business or your systems within context. Here's what makes this tricky. The advice of trying something, choosing something, isn't wrong. And that's the problem. Every marketing tactic works somewhere. Wouldn't be a tactic if it didn't. The question, though, is whether it will work for your business. PPC, pay per click, works. SEO, search engine optimization, works. Reviews work. Referral partners, they work. So when someone tells you, oh, it's because you got to be doing more video, or you just need to be doing more ads, or SEO is dead, it's all AI now. I hear that one all the time. They're not lying to you, except about that last part because SEO is not dead. but they can probably point to a company that was the reason that their understanding or their direction is true for them. It worked in a context. That advice is not bad advice. The problem is you're getting advice without context. Something that made a fortune for a plumber in a big city might be a complete waste for a restoration company that gets most of its work from a TPA or adjuster relationships. It's the same tactic, but it's going to have a different outcome. It's the same reason that certain tactics work in certain areas of the country and not in others. It depends on population, it depends on density, it depends on the climate of those areas. Same tactic, different outcome. Not because someone did it wrong, but because nobody asked whether it was actually a fit. Let me say that again. Not because someone did it wrong, but because no one asked if it was actually a fit. That's how good tactics turn into expensive mistakes. People are pointed at the wrong problem. All right, so here's what actually got me thinking about this. I was talking to a business owner yesterday who's been running paid ads for quite some time. And they essentially had a competitor who was basically attacking him, bidding against the ads and clicking on their ads to drive up costs, bidding against him directly, right? Using black hat tactics, not recommended, to mess with this person's visibility. And on top of that, there was spam activity, spam clicks that were eating into the budget for these ads. Here's the part that gets me. The agency that he was working with, first of all, wasn't doing anything to combat this. There was no strategy to catch the fraudulent clicks. There was no protection in place, nothing. They just let it happen month after month while this guy paid for the privilege to let his competitor attack him online. Let alone the agency didn't educate the customer of what's actually happening. They just knew something was wrong. The customer just knew something was wrong. Maybe a different tactic will fix this. This is not some rare horror story. In our world, this stuff is everywhere. Competitors bid against your name. You got spam clicks, you got fraud clicks. And then you have the total other side of the opportunity. Let's say you have a big weather event that rolls into the area and the whole game shifts as far as ads are concerned, especially for a couple weeks or that season after that weather event. If you are ready for it, that's huge for your business. But if your agency or your partner doesn't even know that that's coming as a tactic, you miss that completely. A generic agency has absolutely no idea to watch for this stuff. Instead, they're running your restoration business the same way they would run a dentist's office. Technically, your ads are live, but strategically, you are getting picked apart and no one's even watching that door. This is the advice. This is what advice without context gets you. It's not always a dramatic blow up. A lot of the times it's just quiet, steady waste while everyone tells you that this is working, that this tactic worked here. Therefore, it must also work for you. This island, this tactic is the end all be all answer. Okay, so let me zoom out for just a second because this is the part that I really want you to sit with, to really get. Tactics without context. Digital marketing is just one tactic within the greater marketing ecosystem. It's one piece of your marketing, not the whole thing. It was never meant to run alone. Every piece of your greater marketing umbrella supports the others. Think about how a customer actually finds you. Maybe they heard your name from an insurance agent. Maybe a referral partner brought you up. Maybe they saw your truck. Maybe they ran into you at a community event. But then when they needed you, what did? They Google you and get your phone number. So, did your marketing work in that moment? Yeah, completely. The referral planted the seed, and your online presence actually let them act upon it. Your digital marketing worked for you. The search doesn't create the trust, it confirms or disqualifies the trust that they got from that referral partner. The moment that they look you up is the moment that your reputation either holds up or falls apart. Does attribution for that call get tricky in these situations? Of course it does, for sure. Who gets the credit? The referral partner or the website? And honestly, though, I just don't think that that's the question that matters the most in this moment. Your greater ecosystem worked. The island mentality didn't hold up because you needed all the islands to work together for this system to work. The pieces backed each other up. And that's the win, not who you attribute it to. And one more thing, because I think people forget about this constantly. Marketing is not only about leads. Marketing is at its greater impact about being known. It's your reputation in your community. It's about the relationships that you have with your referral partners and your agents and your adjusters and the customers you worked with before. None of that shows up clearly on a marketing performance report, but it's working for you every single day. It's the reason that someone trusts you before they ever type your name into Google and rely on your digital presence to actually find you. If you are operating on an island mentality of measuring only leads, you're missing out on what the purpose of marketing is actually doing for your business. So naturally in all of this, as we consider tactics, whether with the right context or without, the natural question becomes, well, which tactic should I choose? And I personally think this is the wrong question. The question is not, does SEO work? The question instead of the tactic is, what problem am I trying to solve? Start there. Take your solution within the context of what you're trying to do, and it will work every time. Are you trying to catch a person's attention who's searching right now, mid-emergency, water on the floor? Okay, that is one problem, and a very specific tactic fits the solution for that problem. Are you trying to stay top of mind with referral partners so that you're the first name out of their mouth? Totally different problem, totally different tactic and solution. Again, not an island. Are you trying to make sure that when someone hears about you and then looks you up, what they find actually wins the job? Again, different solution, different tactic. It is not an island. Here's the reality. Most businesses don't actually have a marketing problem. They have a prioritization problem. They are not missing a tactic. They're missing a clear picture of what they need to solve the problem, of what they need that tactic to actually do for their business. And once you know the problem that you need to solve, the right mix begins to sort itself out. It's never about one island. It's always a few pieces working together, each covering for the others. If I could take this and get you to do one thing, one action this week as a result, it's this. Before you spend another dollar or analyze another marketing tactic or chase whatever quick win someone says is the solution, ask yourself one question and one question only. What problem am I trying to solve here? And get specific. The answer of, well, I just want more leads, that is not a problem. Something real. I want more direct homeowner phone calls in my area. Or I am losing business to a competitor who's showing up above my ads online. Then look at what you've got Ask if the pieces of the greater system, not just an island, are working towards that, or if it's a pile of islands all operating on their own and not supporting the others. That one shift from chasing tactics to solving problems will save more money than any single marketing channel or tactic could ever do. And I firmly believe this. I've seen it time and again. Marketing is not a faucet. It is a system. The businesses that win are the ones who stop hunting for the magic bullet, the magic tactic, and start building something where every piece is building on the next and supporting each other. So I'll get off my soapbox, but this is the thing that's been rattling in my head for the last 24 hours, quite frankly, the last couple weeks, as I've had so many conversations with an industry that's coming off of a hard year and looking to find something to fix it. If it got you looking at your marketing with a little bit of a different viewpoint, I'm so glad to hear that. Stick around because this is the first of a whole bunch of weeks where I just want to cut through some noise and talk specifically about what actually works for restoration and home services companies. Thanks for letting me brain dump. We'll see you next time.